Welcome. This is Grammy Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. So we are working with Mother Eve, and this is scriptural. But basically, it's really getting to understand how certain things have impacted on our lives in certain ways that we don't even know whether we are coming, going, or who we are, but we are trying to get a sense of self. This is what it's about, a sense of loving ourselves, more importantly, of course. Now, of course, for self love, we understand what it is about sacrifice, or we are uncovering the meaning of sacrifice, hence, why we are hinging on the word sacrifice and in this numerical values. So we see that there is a pattern or a divine, should we say, a divine order that has been displayed here for us. And if we pay attention, I believe, because with 369, 369, 369 in this pattern here, when we add these three blocks of numerical values, I think that there is something very symbolical about this. I think there is something very significant that what is wanting to talk to us. Of course, we have had different meanings, and we do learn that in each block, 369 would be 18, and that would also be 9. And 9 is very, very important. We end on 9. 9 is where we say we pay our inland revenues or our dues to the inland revenue. And if, of course, you're new to this is really terms that we came through to helping us remember the numerical values of these letters. But also, we use revelation, the word revelation. We use the word water. We see that these are things that helps us to become very transparent in what we are doing, thinking, and saying, and help us to make sense of where we are going and what we're doing here. All right, so you may need to explore a bit more about these presentations, how we end up with the 8 in This is Eve who ate of the apples. So now we have the 8, the number 8, right in her mouth. Of course, it's also eyes, it equals eyes. So there is much more to that. But I'd just like to wrap up on these presentations with lamb. So there were the sacrifice that were being or gifts or sacrificial ceremonies that were conducted in the Old Testament, where God, of course, with the children of Israel. So that sort of got me doing this other presentation now is I noticed the another correlation with the word lamb and ram. So of course, and we have calf and we have bull. And we see that, of course, with the L's here, the F also is looking like an L, which is like upside down L, and it's crossed, and it's as if that cross or slash here is part of that C that was meant to be the B. It just kind of looked like, of course, it's a calf. So we understand that it must have a relationship or close relation with the bull. So okay, now the main thing that I want to focus on is here. It's the AM that is here. There is an AM here, and there is an AM here. Of course, looking like an 8 right now. So there we have been told that God was not very happy with the children of Israel at all. And when they had the golden calf, and of course, I think that's when Moses, in fact, was so furious because he discovered they had built a golden calf. And then he broke the 10 commandments that God had given him for the children of Israel, and where he had to rewrite the commandments. Hence it is said it is the law of Moses, the commandments, law, it's termed that way. But what I am trying to say here, we could see with each of these, the ram and the lamb, when God said to Moses on Mount Sinai, I am that I am, we could see that the word, it's like in the ram, the I am was right there. The I am, that I am, the that, of course, the word that equals 4. It's 13 when we add 1 and 4. That's another thing. Maybe that's where the that comes in. So Christ might have been saying, God, sorry, I, because I actually has the same numerical value with the ram, with the R here. So R is 9 and the AM, so, and there we have that. So basically, it's saying that I am like R and I sounds the same as well, because that's why in the scriptures it does say, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but the spirit of sound mind. So we also need to pay attention to the sound. So I and R, hence we have the ram. And sometimes I believe that those things are done as a deliberate detour to get us on this chase, because we tend to seem to want or love the idea of the chase. So instead of saying I am right here, or to implicate it, instead of saying I am, which was what that was being sacrificed, so basically that sacrifice had been done a long time. Okay, but then it is R-I, ram, the ram. Okay, so there we see the I am, and there, what was the that? That, oh my God. So, while God had said to Moses, I am that, I am that, the children of Israel were already painting this gold. It was being painted gold because that. So God is saying, I am that I am. Basically, God is saying, I am in all things. Perhaps Moses had not really got it yet, or perhaps it was all part of the drama. Perhaps it was all part of the drama. Let's see what gold is. G-O-L-D. And of course, we see with the word gold has in it old. So it's like, I am old and new. I am, of course, we see we're new. Oh, wow. I am old, the gold, and Christ is in that new. And when you are in Christ, you are new. This is what, so the I am is 5, and this is what God is saying, I am that. This is really going much deeper and more delicious than I thought. So basically we have this. Now there's another thing that I notice has a strong correlation. In the middle here we have this UL, we could say all. We have here AL, we could say all, and OL, well, all. Okay, they all sounding quite, unless you have the sort of gift of real pronunciation to really detect that there would be a slight differentiation of pronunciation here. But it's really all the same here. So that's what came to my attention. So like God, the I am, Again, if we were to take, because the lamb, the word L, the letter L, consists or constitute I. Hey, so this is I is there. So I is actually joining with the AM. I am B. So there, Christ, the scriptures is saying, I am B. The B is here. Back to this 13. And this is where Christ, the calf, so we could say Christ with his 12 disciples at the table represents, the calf represented Christ with his disciples at the table, forming a bond. Hence, it is a calf that they have to, skip and jump, and it's like bringing things into agreement. Hey, having that bond for the world. Your north, south, east, and west. And when we add the words north, south, east, and west, that comes to 9. 9, of course, we have done this when we add the ram and the calf together, because I am, it's the I am. Yeah, adding together, it comes to 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. But it would be I am that, I am again. So there are 2 I ams here. Basically, the message is there, and we'll obviously go over this at some other stage, because one thing tends to highlight or bring another more to light. So we were going to do the numerical value for gold, which is 7634. So this is 13, that's the 13, and 7, of course. That's 20. So we had 2. So there we see, so the bull, which is 2, is here. So we could see how the energy of the gold would be, or the bull, the golden calf, the 2 would be part of. So so we could also say 2 plus 4 is 6. That would mean in that 6 we can see ourselves as the golden calf, because that is all about God seeing us in his image and likeness. Okay, created on the 6th day. Well, there is so much more to all of this. There was another thing that I saw here. Gold, and there's old from this word, and there's okay, there was another word from this, but perhaps another time we'll take see how we could deconstruct these words. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this. And there's 1342 on here. So that's what I mean about that bond, that word, that 13. Okay, so I hope you have found this of some use or some information. And we need to be examining things at a different angle now, to be able to do things in a new way, because it requires new ways of seeing things, that we can have new results. Okay, so do like, subscribe, and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be filled, be ignited, because we are planting new seeds. And spill over with love. Namaste.